The manifesto's this: draw the art you want to see, start the business you want to run, play the music you want to hear, write the books you want to read, build the products you want to use, do the work you want to see done. Austin Kleon. Hi everyone. While working on my previous video, I realized that my experience working on it was similar to my experience while cooking, and I really enjoy it. I've been getting into making ramen lately, and there's just something really enjoyable about mixing together the different spices and liquids into a pot in order to create something new. It is a very creative act, but video editing is similar. You take different source materials and different mediums, different things, put them together, and you get something new. When Austin Kleon and artists more generally talk about having new experiences, it doesn't necessarily need to be reinventing the wheel. It doesn't mean going to another country or even doing extreme sports or anything wild like that. Matter of fact, he argued that writing in doublespace Times New Roman font became boring to him, so he just brought analog tools into the process and then it became fun again. Finding new experiences doesn't have to be something that extreme. It's kind of that way for me too. When I was first doodling to myself, I would always doodle on a blank white canvas, and over time I realized I really started to get bored with drawing, and I could not explain what it was that made me bored of drawing. One small change I did was I changed the canvas from white to black, and that made me a lot more interested in trying to see where this goes. Because with a black canvas, my mind started invoking imagery of the night sky, of fireworks, dark cityscapes. It's a lot more interesting than using the exact same white canvas I had been using for years. Lately, I've been drawing on a beige canvas, and that evokes feelings of comfort and home, familiarity, nostalgia. It's small changes like that can make the process a lot more enjoyable. It can evoke a different mood in you may have not known about before. Another thing I did in my process is I stopped using the undo button. Well, I didn't stop using it, but I stopped abusing it. It's a great tool, but at some point it starts really hammering in the perfectionism in you. You gotta get this line just right. And why isn't the final drawing matching the sketches? It's just not working. See, that kind of perfectionism isn't the best. I think it actually makes it worse. If you're not enjoying the process, then what are you doing? I stopped using the undo button because I like being able to erase my mistakes. And sometimes a mistake isn't even really a mistake. As a famous TV artist once said, sometimes they're happy little accidents. Erasing my mistakes is what I grew up doing, and it's more enjoyable. I guess my final piece of art advice today is, in my mind, the important thing is the final product, not necessarily the effort you put into it. I remember a time where Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, was under fire for creating 4 of the games in a span of a year, but that didn't harm people's enjoyment of those games. Think about this. You could put more effort into your work by making it a lot more difficult to do the work. Why don't you just put a single pixel on the canvas bit by bit for years? If the final picture isn't something you enjoy or isn't something worth looking at, why would you make the process needlessly more difficult? You didn't enjoy the process. You didn't make something you liked. You just created more work because you wanted to add more value to it. But people aren't going to respect more value that's needlessly there. If you enjoyed the process, then it's kind of a moot point, but why wouldn't you want to create something that you enjoy making? Put as much effort as you need to make something you enjoy. Sometimes this could be adding new materials to your routine. Maybe it could be messing around with things you haven't previously used before. Maybe it's trying a new medium. There is no shame if you created something you enjoyed in the span of 3 minutes, or in the span of 3 days, or in the span of 3 weeks. You enjoyed the process, and you made something you liked. And you made something that presumably other people are going to like. In my experience, I used to worry that if I didn't put more effort into something, that meant it was bad. But nothing works like that. Like cooking, in art, it's based on tastes. Tutorials and the fundamentals are necessary, like a recipe, but they aren't going to determine exactly what you want to see per se, and that's fine. Anyways, that's about all I wanted to say today. See y'all.